John of the Ebb Tide, where have you gone? The lantern is dark and the vessel moves on. We search through the morning and search through the rain, but John of the Ebb Tide won't sail home again. He pulled on the main sheet in weather too rough. The sea made her mind up that she'd had enough. One hand for the rigging and one for your life. But John lost his hold and he thought of his wife. Oh, the ocean is hungry and takes what she will. She swallows the living and grows hungry still. No marker, no gravestone, no cross and no name, just water and silence where John of the Tide came. So pour out a measure and let it fall free. A drop for old John, give it back to the sea. And pray when your time comes the water runs kind, and leave someone living and someone behind. He came from Dundee on a cold autumn morning, with calloused young hands and no care for the warning. The old sailors told him the sea is no friend, but John only laughed and said, fine way to end. He learned every knot from a man named McRae, who lost 3 good fingers off Baffin one day. He learned how to read when the weather turned black, and how to keep pushing and never look back. The youngest among us and strongest by far, he could climb to the crow's nest and hang from the spar. He'd sing in the evenings when the wind had gone still, and the sound of his voice was a thing you could feel. He spoke of a woman in letters he wrote. He kept them all folded inside of his coat. Her name was Catherine, her hair dark as coal, and John said she carried the half of his soul. He said, when I'm done with the sea and the spray, I'll buy a small cottage not far from the bay, near enough to hear water but far from the deep, where a man can stop sailing and finally sleep. We believed him, God help us, we thought he'd get through, the way that young men think the young always do. That death is a stranger who visits the old, not a boy on a main sheet in weather gone cold. John of the Ebb Tide, where have you gone? The lantern is dark and the vessel moves on. We search through the morning and search through the rain, but John of the Ebb Tide won't sail home again. The storm broke at midnight without any word. The crack of the rigging was all that we heard. The waves came up black and they came up like walls, and a man becomes nothing when the ocean squalls. We called out his name till our voices gave way. We lashed ourselves on till the breaking of day, but the sea keeps her secrets and tells not a soul what price she has taken and what she has stole. Old McRae wouldn't speak for the rest of the run, just stared at the water from dusk until sun. The man who had taught John to climb and to sail sat hollow and quiet as the winter went pale. The captain wrote something in the log of the ship, just latitude, longitude, the date of the trip. No word of the laughing, no word of the songs. The sea takes the man and the record moves on. We made port in silence, no drinking that night, just men with their shadows and the cold harbor light. Somebody said we should send word ahead, but nobody wanted to tell her he's dead. They say Catherine waited 3 months at the door. She'd watch the ships coming and pray there'd be more, till a man from the company came up the lane, and Catherine of Dundee never laughed quite the same. She kept all his letters tied up with a cord, and his coat on the hook by the window, I'm told. Near enough to hear water, she stayed by the sea, as if John might come back on the turn of the tide free. John of the ebb tide, where have you gone? The lantern is dark and the vessel moves on. We search through the morning and search through the rain, but John of the ebb tide won't sail home again. Oh, the ocean is hungry and takes what she will. She swallows the living and grows hungry still. No marker, no gravestone, no cross and no name, just water and silence where John of the tide came. So pour out a measure and let it fall free, a drop for old John, give it back to the sea, and pray when your time comes the water runs kind, and leave someone living and someone